The narcissists want sex and more sex and more sex because they're not satisfied. So you took your relationship to the next level with the narcissist, enter into a sexual relationship. You're hurt and confused, and here's why. The narcissist does not see sex the way you see it. To them, it's a business transaction. You see it as intimacy, you see it as expressing love. That's not always the case with the narcissist. Remember, it's a business transaction. They see life differently than you do. Their sex life is totally different. It's not about expressing love, and it's not about emotional intimacy. It's about pleasing themselves and getting their needs met. This is why you're hurt. This is why you're confused. See, you must understand that the narcissists always seek validation. You know this, but you wasn't aware that they will also use sex as a way to get validation, right? They may be feeling down and depressed, and they may have low self-esteem. So what they'll do, they'll find someone who's physically attractive, physically fine and sexy and everything that they desire. It has to be a very sexual, physical, attracted person. When they have sex with them, they feel validated. And it feels weird to you because you're like, wait a minute, I'm into you. I thought we had a relationship. I love you. I feel you. I enjoyed the time that we had together. And all they're doing is using you physically in a sexual relationship to get their needs met. That's why you feel that void. That's why you feel empty on the inside, because they are projecting that emptiness onto you. Remember, the narcissist is superficial. They really care about appearances, what the outer appearance look like. That is highly important to them, right? It has to be, because you got to be looking good. We got to look good together so I can get clout, so I can feel validated, so I can feel worthy, so I can feel desired. The narcissist sex life is extremely complicated. Then they also make you feel like you're not enough, because in the beginning of your sexual relationship with the narcissist, they was on a high. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed you physically, and you enjoyed them not only physical, but you enjoyed them emotionally as well. You enjoyed the intimacy that you thought you was receiving from them, because you're an empath. You have empathy. You can feel, and you have these feelings for them. They wasn't sharing that intimacy back to you. They was getting their needs met. But at some point, the high became low. And then they stepped out on you, but you didn't have any evidence that they had another sex partner. You didn't know, but you just felt something in your spirit. Something wasn't right. They wasn't texting you as much as they used to. They wasn't calling you as much as they used to. You guys wasn't meeting up as much as y'all used to. The sex has slowed down, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Here's what the narcissist says. Oh, I've been tired lately. Oh, I've been working overtime. I've been very busy. Oh, my mom is sick. I'll get with you next weekend. It's been a really hard time for me. And the reality is they have found another sex partner, and the high feeling that they felt with you, they're now feeling it with someone else. They have that new supply, and you're feeling used. You feel abused. You feel empty. But I want to encourage you. You don't feel empty just because they cheated on you. You feel empty because they're not meeting your needs. They're only focusing on getting their needs met. So yes, you are being abused because they're neglecting your needs. And they're neglecting your needs because they're so focused on feeling good physically. It's a business transaction. They just want to have sex. Sex is transactional with the narcissist. In a normal relationship, two people love each other. They express love sexually with one another, and they trying to please each other through intimacy, through hugging, through touch. That's a love language, right? Physical touch. I gotta kiss you. I gotta hug you. I gotta touch you. And while they're intimate with one another in this normal relationship, non-narcissistic, they want to feel good, and they also want their partner to feel good. But the narcissist is the opposite. The narcissist really doesn't care if you feel good. Yes, in the beginning, you get that because they want you hooked to them because that's going to give them the return that they desire, right? It's a selfish motive when they're pleasing you in the beginning because they know if they get you hooked in the beginning, you're going to come back just like a drug. When you taste a certain drug for the first time, that first high you get, you're going to be forever chasing that first hit from that drug. And the narcissist knows this and they do the same thing to you. So your first sexual relationship, your first sexual encounter with the narcissist was like a drug. They made sure you felt good and that it was wow, it was a fantasy. They made it something you've never experienced before. Now you're constantly chasing it again and you're empty. They're neglecting you. They don't care now because it's about them. And when they're bored and when they're no longer satisfied with you, they move on to the next person. But here's why you're confused and you're so hurt about it because they don't want to let you go. They'll come back and give you sex again. Breadcrumbing. That's what they do. They give you the breadcrumbs sexually so you can feel like, okay, we was together again. So they're breadcrumbing you for a reason because there's other needs that you're meeting for the narcissist. The narcissist is completely selfish in an evil way. So they want you still sexually, but they also want their new supply. Now, don't take it personally. Here's why. Because what they did to you, they're going to do to the new supply. The new supply, eventually, they're going to become the old supply. So then they're going to move on to the third person. And then that's going to be the new supply. So now you are in a threesome, a triangle relationship, and nobody knows about it. Only the narcissist knows the three people that they're in a sexual relationship with. And they do it all at the same time and they feel good about it. See, they make them feel like, yeah, I'm desired. This person want me. Okay, this person want me sexually. This person want me sexually. They have three people that's chasing them sexually. And that's constant attention. If you're not texting them, the other partner is texting them. If the partner number 2 is not texting them, then partner number 3 is texting them or calling them. They're always constantly getting attention from someone. They're always constantly being pursued by one of their partners. This is all about them. It makes them feel worthy. It makes them feel like they are desirable. Ladies, if you're watching, you know how good it feels when your husband desires you. You know how good it feels when you're in the kitchen cooking, minding your own business, and your husband come rub you on your back or your husband touch you in a physical, intimate way. It makes you feel desired. It don't make you feel like you're just a mom, you're just in the kitchen, you're just a servant, or you're just working. No, it makes you feel like your husband wants you. The narcissist does the same thing, but they do it differently. It's very complicated. They would even move on to a fourth or a fifth person, especially when narcissists, especially when partner number 1 begins to fade out and move away from the relationship because they just had enough of the breadcrumbing. So they'll go ahead and start grooming partner number 4, partner number 5. Now, partner number 5 won't be in the sex zone. They'll be in the friend zone. Partner number 4 is being groomed to get in the sex zone. So now partner number 1 has left. So now they only have 2 sex partners. Partner number 2, partner number 3. They're grooming partner number 4, and they're dating partner number 5, getting partner number 5 ready. See how evil this is? It's evil because they want to make sure that they always have supply available for their needs. Here's the number one reason why the narcissist does that. Because they are hurting on the inside. Please understand this. And I'm not telling you to have so much compassion for the narcissist that you are hurting yourself. You got to take care of yourself first. And you got to make sure that your mental health is your number one priority. But once you heal and you overcome it, you'll begin to see how sick the narcissist really is. They're sick mentally. They're sick emotionally. It could have started at home. Maybe they had a mom who was addicted to drugs and was not available to them. And the mom was physically around when they get off work, but the mom had another love above them in their minds because the mom was addicted to drugs. So in their mind, mom loved drugs more than she loved me. Now, as a child, they begin to have this inner warfare inside, and they don't feel worthy. They don't feel like they are a priority. They feel like their mom putting something above them. And then what do over time? They begin to develop this attitude of that, no, I'm above you. I'm better than you. You're less than me, because they don't want to go through that pain again. It's a mask. Narcissists also use this sex as a mask. They use sex as a way to cover their pain. They abusing you sexually to cover up their pain, to mask their pain, but you don't see it in that way because they dress it up as intimacy. They dress it up as we are in a relationship and this is our time together. But you're not aware of how sick they are on the inside. You don't understand that this personality disorder is wearing them out. They're actually tired and exhausted. They're being tormented on the inside. It's inner turmoil. And you're not aware of it at the time because all you feel is the pain that they're giving you. And this is why you want to be careful who you enter a relationship with, because what's on them will begin to come on you. They'll begin to transfer that dark energy into your life. I always tell people, don't invite dark energy in your life. But you can't blame yourself when you're not aware of it. And this is why this video is available to you so you can understand. And I'm talking to you this way so you can understand the complicated sex life of a narcissist. The narcissist is also in pain sexually. You know why? Because it's never enough. It's never enough. You are never enough for them sexually. In the beginning, they thought you were, but it died off and they moved on to the next person. And then guess what? That person is never enough. They're never satisfied. With you, you're satisfied when you get your needs met emotionally, when you get the cuddle, and you get to love, and you get the kiss, and you get the sexual intimacy from the person you truly love. Guess what? You're satisfied. You don't need all this fantasy. You don't need all this porn. You don't need all these wild fantasies and perversion in your life just to get your needs met. The narcissist is desensitized sexually. Just a touch with you, it begins to stir you up. But the narcissists need porn, dark porn, perversion. They need dark fantasies just to get them aroused. They're not even easily aroused. This is very difficult for you because you're like, wait a minute, my kiss is not enough. Us holding hands, us warming each other up, us doing the things that normal people do, is that not arousing you? It does not arouse them because they're not intimately connected to you the way you think they are. They need something heavy, dark, sinister, wild sex fantasies at all times to keep them where they want to be sexually. They're never satisfied. They never come to a place where they're satisfied. Just like a vampire who never sleeps, they're restless. They'll chase sex and chase sex and chase sex, trying to feel good, trying to make themselves feel young again because they feel unattractive. They feel worthless. Their self-esteem is down and they need somebody to validate them instead of them realizing that they are enough. Don't continue to allow the narcissist to make you feel like that you're not enough. The narcissist wants sex and more sex and more sex because they're not satisfied. They don't feel that love coming in their heart. They don't feel that emotional intimacy. They don't have that deep connection beyond the surface like you do. That love and that touch, just a love massage, and you massage the person and you touch on them and you do it with love and this bright love energy coming through and flowing. It's just a flow of energy of love and freedom and liberty and respect and dignity. The narcissist doesn't feel that. It has to be dark. It has to be dark at all times. They cannot connect with the light because they're so stuck in the darkness because they're hurting. Something is missing. Their parents wasn't available. They didn't get the recognition that they needed when they was a child. They didn't get validation from mom. Dad wasn't there. Dad did not give the child validation. Now they have identity issues. They're in an identity crisis. They're trying to figure out who they are, and right now they're using sex as a way to fulfill this void, and it never fills it. It's a temporary satisfaction in that moment, but before the week is out, they're gonna need it again. They're using sex as a drug. They've been using you as a drug until they get the next drug. It's just like a person smoking marijuana. Then eventually the marijuana is not enough. Then they start popping pills, and eventually the pills is not enough. They'll get introduced to something else, and they'll get introduced to another drug, and to another pill, and to another party. And it's just a unending moment of unsatisfaction. It's horrible to constantly chasing something you're never getting it. It's horrible. They're chasing this high. They're chasing this because they're missing out on life, and they have already missed out on life from their parents, their loved ones, their family members. Maybe a grandmother kept telling them they were special, and grandmother over celebrated them because mom and dad wasn't there. Then they grew up to be an adult and realized they are not as special to the world that they were to grandmother. Yes, you were special to grandmother, but out here in the world, it may be different depending on what environment that you're in. You're meeting a stranger. They don't know you. They have to get to know you. They don't trust you. You have to build a relationship, and the narcissist is not willing to build an authentic relationship. They pretend, they fake, they pretend to be something that they're not. They cannot get with the real program. They don't have that deep connection to reality like you do. So this is your time to move away from the narcissist. No longer be intimate with the narcissist, because it's not intimacy, it's a sexual transaction, and you're being hurt by this sexual transaction. And it's time for you to move away from it. It's time for you to slow down and heal and recover and regain your strength. They've been draining you and sucking life out of you, but this is your moment now to be awakened spiritually, emotionally, mentally. This is your time now to get back to you. This is your time now to heal and reclaim your identity. The narcissist has been having you to act like them, and now you got to get back to acting like yourself, because just dinner and intimacy and an intimate conversation was enough for you. You didn't need this perverted sex. You didn't need to invite porn in your life. You didn't need to invite all these different types of dark energies into your life until the narcissist came. And they pretended to be the light, but the whole time the narcissist has been the dark. They are the darkness, you are the light. So now you are the light. You have to connect with more light. You cannot continue to connect with the darkness. It's time for you to heal. You are enough. And I'm going to encourage you to start using daily affirmations for yourself to regain your strength. Look in that mirror and say, I am enough. Look in that mirror. Look in that mirror and say, I am beautiful. Look in that mirror and say, I know who I am. Look in that mirror and say, I am worthy. Look in that mirror. Just reflecting back you, and reflect back love. Get back to self-love. Get back to relaxing. Get back to prayer. Get back to motivation. Get back to meditation. Get back to reading books. Get back to exercising. Get back to your healthy diet. Get back to your healthy mental routine, because the narcissist sex life is complicated. Click like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.